Hello again, okay, here in this video. The TV made me do it. That's the name I gave this video, and I gave it that name for a good reason. But I'm going to lead you into a story here. This is local. It's in the news going on right now. It's about a rape, okay? And then I'm going to take you out of the story of rape into some other things that deal right directly with this issue. Anyhow, just watch up. Watch this, and I'll be right back with you.
Richmond police detectives arrived at Richmond High School and took this freshman into custody as a person of interest. Now they're calling him a suspect who faces charges of robbery, false imprisonment, rape, and other sex crimes. Police are appalled by the nature of this crime.
I remember thinking that it's something out of a Hollywood movie. It's so extremely vicious and absolutely unnecessary.
The 15-year-old victim, a student at Richmond High, left her on-campus homecoming dance around 9:30 Saturday night and walked with someone she knew to a secluded area on the north end of campus where she may have had some alcohol. That's when she was robbed, gang-raped, and beaten severely for over 2 hours. Police say it was witnessed by up to a dozen people and may have been caught on video.
Okay, now you just seen that little brief part of that story, okay? She was lowered right back, she was out back, and he held the school. She was beaten. She was raped continuously for 2.5 hours, okay? Now I want you to think about something here. And I said the TV made me do it, right? Okay, so let me show you the next stuff, and then I'll be back with you in a second.
Does 2 hours make you wonder how this could happen on a school campus where there allegedly were chaperones and some security, that this could happen for 2 hours on campus?
There's something off about this because, yeah, how could 2.5 hours go by without somebody making a phone call to the police to say that a rape was in progress? And how could 2.5 hours go by without somebody making a phone call to the police to say that a rape was in progress? And
I remember thinking that it's something out of a Hollywood movie. Remember thinking that it's something out of a Hollywood movie.
There you go, yes, that's right. The last scene you seen there, he remembers thinking of something like he's seen out of a Hollywood movie. That's right. Now I want you to think about how people have been treating each other. I want you to think about the television set. I want you to think about what we grew up in. We grew up in a world full of people who only care about themselves, right? But they were conditioned by what? By the television set. They had the fashion industry thrown in their face. They had sex thrown in their face. That's right. Fashion industry and sex. Everything was led to sex, fashion industry, and of course we know to looks, right? So let me show you this next clip.
Modern version of a medieval device, the rack. The famous stocks, like from the Salem witch trials.
Welcome to the dungeon, where those in the fetish trade can meet several times a month to act out their wildest bondage and discipline fantasies.
What are we looking at here, Ed? What is this device?
Okay, this is a spanking bench.
For the more adventurous, a medical suite and even an interrogation room.
how could 2.5 hours go by without somebody making a phone call to the police to say that a rape was in progress? And I
remember thinking that it's something out of a Hollywood movie.
Now, the reason I showed you that is, see, that's conditioning, people. See, I showed you the dungeon there, that's right. Okay, I want you to go back and think about everything they throw in your face. Pornography, that's right. Fashion industry. Television set, that's right, it's conditioning. And so when she was raped, and they had, what, 12, 15, 20 guys standing around watching it, nobody ever called the police. They even believe some probably videotaped it. You know what? I'll bet you some did. That's right. Because everybody's been conditioned to go by looks, that's right. Everybody treats each other like shit, ain't that right? Nobody calls the police or does anything that's right because they ain't got no morals. So they could stand around and watch somebody be brutally attacked, brutally raped, okay? It doesn't mean nothing to them. Matter of fact, they videotape it and enjoy it. Turns them on. That's why I showed you the dungeon, because it turns them on. Why does it turn them on? Because they've been conditioned to think this way, okay? But, you know, it's sad that this has to happen, that people get their brains out of their ass. But now I'm going to lead you into another part of life, okay? It can lead to people killing themselves. It can lead to people who don't care if they're watching somebody get raped. Why would they care? After all, they get treated like shit their whole life, don't they? Let me show you what I mean, okay? I'll be right back.
We trusted all of these people.
Tiffany Schilling is the mother of 14-year-old Garrett, who suffers from autism. Her son is the victim named in the court papers, charging the two teachers' aides.
He was having waterboarding like torture done to him on a frequent basis in the special ed classroom by two adult aides, while two other adults stood by and did nothing to defend or help him.
According to witness accounts, during the last school year, Garrett was subjected to much more than water torture. Another student says he saw the teachers make Garrett eat his own vomit, while a substitute teacher claims Garrett was left sitting in his own feces for approximately half a day. Garrett is nonverbal, so his mom can't ask him about the allegations.
A child who is can't defend himself or can't tell his parents what happened to him is a huge violation.
She says the experience is a nightmare that's become reality.
It's very hard to think about.
You have been charged with assaults on a minor and a felony.
Today, Julie Parrish was in Cascade County Court facing felony child abuse charges.
Yeah, see how we treat each other? See, it's not just females, that's right. We got a female here that was raped for 2 hours, two and a half hours. Wow, tons of guys stood around and watched it. Some probably even filmed it. Nobody called the police, that's right. And look what happened here. Oh, that's right, you got a female school teacher. See how she's treating the boy? See? It's both sexes, people. We're treating each other like dirt, ain't we? That's right. And we're going by looks. We don't care who we hurt. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if we leave people to be alone, okay? Then there's the labeling, okay? Let me show you what I mean by labeling or being conditioned to think one way. Because that's really what it is. It's conditioning. It, once again, came from the television set. Watch this and you'll see what I mean.
All right. You write that in December of 2007, you came, quote, damn close to suicide. How close?
I really don't know. I always thought that suicide was for cowards or it was an easy way out, but it was a situation where when everything was gone and I lost everything and I couldn't get a hold of the people the closest to me, my family, I sat in this chair with my back hurting, my knees hurting. It was a situation I couldn't even brush my teeth without sitting down, and all of a sudden I hit rock bottom.
Yeah, as you can see, Hulk Hogan there, I thought suicide was for cowards, the easy way out. Why did he think that? Conditioning. Until he hit rock bottom himself. Until he got to experience rock bottom himself. Then he suddenly didn't think that way no more, now did he? Let me show you a couple other things.
Well, Mary, there's been a lot of talk about Anthony Powell 2 days after police say he killed a student and himself here on campus. The talk comes from Anthony Powell himself.
2042 out here. It's all over. It is all over. The atheists have been defeated.
Videos that we found posted to YouTube. Now, in the very first of these, it was shot in February of last year. He's giving a tour of his house, and you see him pointing out things like his couch and his chair and how they will match and how they could possibly impress women. Remember, we've heard so much about his hatred of women and how he was failing to have any relationship with them over many, many years. He points out his bedroom and he says, look how clean it is. She'll be impressed. We even see a punching bag in the background in one part of his house. Now, in the second homemade video made by him in June of last year, he looks into the camera and talks about his loneliness.
It is easy for me to hide from my emotions for one more day. Take a long drive in the car, listen to some music, daydream, or just do some mundane task around the house that really doesn't need to be done, that's not too important. And there you go, one more day. And one more day turns into one more year.
How could 2.5 hours go by without somebody making a phone call to the police to say that a rape was in progress?
I remember thinking that it's something out of a Hollywood movie.
Well, as you can see there, that's right, it's like watching TV, that's right. That's why I give this video the name I gave this video, okay? See, the government spent the last 50 years through the media and your government brainwashing people off the television set That's why people was able to stand around at that high school, 12, 20 people standing around watching this girl get raped for 2.5 hours and nobody returned to them. It's because of the way we treat each other, people. And that's why you're seeing that kid stereotyped out and treated the way he was by that teacher. That's why you're seeing Tony kill himself. This is why you see Agent McCall's dead. This is why you see George Sedini. It's because of the way we treat each other. Hundreds of thousands and thousands of men being forced to be alone every year. Women being treated like shit. Men being treated like shit. The whole 9 yards. It just never stops. We treat each other like dirt because we've been conditioned and brainwashed by the media and the television set and your government. Think about it. Open your eyes, because this shit don't have to happen. People got to start caring about each other. Think about it. Leave your comments. To the next video. You have a good one.
I remember thinking that it's something out of a Hollywood movie.